Okay, I'll talk real loud.
Right. So I'd like to call the meeting of the Egg Harbor City Municipal Land Use Board, November 19, 2023 to order with salute of the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Okay. This meeting was advertised pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act. Notices were sent to official publications for the Egg Harbor City Municipal Land Use Board, being Press of Atlantic City and Hamilton Gazette. Copy of the notice was posted on the bulletin board for the Egg Harbor City Municipal Building in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Board Secretary, if you can please call the roll.
Mayor Cimpatti, here. Mr. Peterson,
Here,
Mrs. Torres, here. Mr. McKenna,
Here.
Mr. Timbers,
Here.
Mr. Manos,
Here.
and Secretary here.
Okay, so Mr. Chairman, the first thing on the agenda after those items we just went through is an executive session. Angela, the city solicitor, was going to come tonight and speak in an executive session about a couple of matters. Given that we only have 4 people present and then you on Zoom, she felt it was best to postpone that to our October meeting. So she's going to come in October and handle that.
agreed, good.
Okay. And then the next item is the approval of the minutes of the August 15th, 2023 meeting. If everyone's had a chance to review those, we'll need a motion and a second to approve those minutes.
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye,
Any noes? Abstentions? Okay, so 5-0, the minutes were approved. Next thing on the agenda, we had 2 resolutions that we have to approve from last meeting. Yeah, you're gone all week.
Until the end of all.
yes,
Okay, so on the 2 resolutions, which were number 3 of 2023 Atlantic Flower and number 4 of 2023 Social Dispensary LLC, we certainly have enough people here to adopt those resolutions, and that's why I appreciate everyone coming, or potentially we wouldn't have had this meeting. I think it's important to those applicants to get those resolutions adopted.
yes.
Given your absence, Todd is not here also, so the chairman and the vice chairman are both not here. My suggestion is that we appoint either Michael McKenna or Gladys Torres to sign the resolutions in place of you or Todd. I would avoid the mayor or Mr. Timbers doing that, and that leaves those 2. I don't think it really matters who. If there's one more senior member, possibly that's a better person, but it's more just so we can get these adopted. Someone has to sign them.
I nominate Mike McKenna.
Mike, you're okay with signing off on the resolutions? Okay, very good. I just want that on the record. I did speak to Mr. Callahan, and I see his client sitting in the audience. He suggested that's the best way to handle it too. I wasn't able to get a hold of the other attorney, but I see no issue with doing it that way. So the first resolution for approval is number 3-2023. That was the Atlantic Flower LLC, application 118, White Horse Pike, Block 1, Lot 15. We need a motion and a second to adopt that resolution.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye,
Any opposed? Abstentions? That resolution's adopted 5-0. And then the second one is number 4-2023, which is Social Dispensary LLC, 827 White Horse Pike, Block 433, Lot 12. We'll need a motion and a second to approve that resolution.
I'll make a motion.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, so that resolution is also approved 5-0. Don, I'll get you something tomorrow, publishing it in those decisions as we do. Which takes us to new business. There was an application of 1602 Pike R LLC and 1602 Pike S LLC, 1602 White Horse Pike, which is block 52.07, lot 1. That application is for a D variance, a use variance. That requires 5 affirmative votes to pass, and also because it's a use variance, the mayor and Mr. Timbers both cannot sit on that application. So that means we don't have a quorum to hear that application. So obviously, there's no fault of the applicant. They've waived the time limitations for us to hear it. They're going to come back in October. And they'd ask me to make an official announcement tonight that they don't have to republish and renotice. So if that's okay with the board, I'll make that formal announcement.
Yes. Do you need a motion on that?
No, I just have to make it. It's October 17th. So if anyone's here for 1602 Pike R LLC and 1602 Pike S LLC, 1602 White Horse Pike, block 52.07, lot 1, that application is going to now be heard on October 17th, 2023, 7 p.m. in this room. The applicant will not be required to republish or renotice. So that's that. The only thing, and I'll mention, if you recall, this applicant, the trucking company, we allowed to go in early and operate, and as a condition that they posted an escrow of $7,500 with the city. The requirements to fulfill that were that they file an application by a certain date to get on tonight's agenda. They've done that. I kind of wrote in the escrow agreement that not only they have to file, but they have to show up tonight. And I already did get an email from the applicant's attorney. So I said I discussed it with the board, and yeah, it was a nicely written email, but he said, hey, we were ready to go. We filed when we needed to. You know, unfortunately, you don't have enough to hear us. We're okay coming back in October, but then we get our money back. So I said, I'll discuss it with the board. I don't know what the board's thoughts are.
Well, Leo, one curious thing, I know we really probably can't discuss any of the issues with this application, but I'm not in agreement with that yet. Reading the application, I mean, can I say anything at all about this application?
I would be limited, but if you have a concern, sure.
Well, I didn't see anything in their application specifically calling out about the trucking operation.
Okay. Well, listen, I can call the attorney and we'll say, satisfy us that money can be released and give us some more information. I'll talk to the chairman and we'll see what we can do. You know,
Okay.
You know, I do believe, you know, they file the application fees. They assume they posted a separate escrow for professionals and all that other stuff. They have some investment into it. They were going to be here tonight. I see no reason why they're not going to show up in October, but if you have concerns, I'll try and address
Well, the application was just very broad and specifically had no information in there about that particular tenant.
Okay. Well, why don't I'll talk to the attorney tomorrow, and then I don't want to bug you on vacation, but maybe we can just talk and see.
Yeah, it's not a bother. I discussed it a little bit with Ryan, but obviously he's not there to answer, and I don't think we can really talk much about the application anyhow.
Okay, I'll speak to Ryan also.
I thought there was going to be specific language in the application regarding that tenant, and I didn't see that, or I missed it.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough, and I don't think Ryan's report's out, so I didn't notice that so, all right,
Yeah. They are operating, trucks are there.
yeah,
There's no guarantee that their application would have been approved tonight. So
correct,
therefore, they haven't been harmed. It makes sense that we would hold that one. So I wouldn't give that.
fair enough.
I'm in agreement with that.
Okay. Only other things, the next thing on the agenda is old business.
Any old business? Any council report?
Just the only thing is, if you can hear me, Jack, the, high grass out at the industrial park got their Pinelands approval, so they're gonna start construction. They filled out the application for the city. The city
That's
lights.
great. Great news. Great news. Okay, is there anyone in the public wish to comment? Is there any public in attendance?
Couple people, but I'm seeing, nobody who has anything to speak.
Okay, then if there's no comments or questions from the board, then we can adjourn.
All right, motion to adjourn,
Motion.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thanks for Zoom.
Okay, thanks, folks. Appreciate it.
Thank
Live
you.
from Stonington, Maine.
Ah, good, enjoy it.
Yes.
Okay, good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night.
People want my mailbox? The mailbox is open.
Now, I'll take it first. You have to keep it going.
Thanks for coming outside.